Hello, hello. Welcome to day 3 of your Spiritual Gifts Unlocked. I am so happy to be here and have some really juicy, exciting things to share with you today. We're going to be really covering all about pet connection, okay? And connection with your pet psychically and those that are in spirit as well. So I'm really excited about delivering this because this has just been something I've been wanting to deliver for a while. Now I'm just going to check that I'm in the right place because I'm not seeing it pop up yet. There we are. Oh yeah, a moment of panic where I thought, oh my gosh, I'm streaming into the wrong place. So happy to see you all. Nikki's here. Sue, Norma, welcome. Come and say hello if you're joining live. And if you're watching the replay, #replay. So something that I'm so passionate about is really the connection to our animals. And I know many of you are as well. Some of you are guardians of animals that are really here to protect animals and look after them and make sure they're treated well and fairly. And Laura Flynn's here. Yay, so good to see you live. And Laura Lee. Animals are just so beautiful and they really have a great purpose in our lives. And this is what we're really going to be talking about today, is really the purpose of animals and how we can really connect with them psychically and spiritually as well, and the powerful magical role that they have in our lives. Now, I have had many experiences working as a psychic medium, connecting with pets coming through from the other side. And what's so incredible about this is all of us are communicating telepathically with our pets all of the time. And, you know, they don't speak the language that we speak, but they are so sensitive. They are so intuitive. They pick up on energy so easily. And let me know if you've had these experiences with your pets, you know, where they're randomly sniffing or barking and it feels like nothing. It's like they pick up on the subtle shifts in energy and they let you know about it. And so they often are tuning into the spirit world. They pick up our guides, loved ones in spirit that are around, and they often let us know about it. And they will pick up our pets on the other side as well. And it's just the most beautiful thing. So they're very sensitive to this. And I've got quite a few stories actually of this. And yeah, of different experiences with pets as well, that shows that they really pick up energetically and intuitively as well. And what always amazes me is, you know, when you almost just have a thought like, oh, I might take my dog for a walk, and you haven't moved, you haven't done anything, you might even be working, or you're on the toilet or something, and all of a sudden they're like, take me for a walk. Yes, it's a great idea. Take me for a walk. And you're like, how did you pick up on that? I did not move. I did not get your lead. I didn't walk to the door. I did nothing. And they just know. They just know. And I also have had so many experiences of this. I remember when I was a child too, you know, when you've got to give your dog some sort of medication or ear drops, for example, which is a big one among the dogs that I've had. And I remember when I was a child watching this with my dad. We had 2 beautiful Cavaliers when I was growing up. They always loved Cavaliers. And one's was Nikki and one was Ruby. And I remember my dad would just have this thought, I better go get their ear medication. And he'd just kind of get up to go get it, and they would bolt. They'd run out of the room. They just knew. It's like, how did they know? He could have been getting anything. He could have been getting like a treat or something, but it's just that they know. And they also feeling into the energy, the subtle shifts in our energy and our mood, all of that they pick up on. And I just find it so fascinating. So our animals have, let me know in the comments if your experiences of this with your pets too, because I love to hear them as well. They have such an important part of our life. They are beings, they are spiritual beings as well. And we have soul contracts with our pets as well. And this is the amazing thing. And so I wanted to share a little story with you about this with my dog, Chloe. So, and to talk about this, because we have a soul contract and we have this with each other, with other people, but we also have it with pets, and we have soul contracts with ourselves. So before we come here, we connect in the spirit world and we kind of plan out our lives and decide on the lessons and the growth and the experiences that we want to have and what we want to learn. And we also pick and choose the people that are going to come into our life to help us at specific parts of that journey as well. And this is also pets. We team up with them on the other side, and we make these deals and agreements that I'm going to come into your life at this point and help you with this particular lesson. So you'll see this among humans, that feeling where you meet someone and you're like, I just feel like I know you, like I've seen you before, like you already feel a deep connection and resonance with them. And like you've got this long relationship. Or when you've met, your partner or your husband or a lover, it's like sometimes you'll get that where you just see them and you just know there's just something about them. Something feels so familiar, or there's a real connection there instantly. And this is because we already have these soul contracts on the other side, where in spirit, we've already connected with them and decided the role we were going to play. And so we're just remembering them, right? Because we came here forgetting about all of this. And then these are the signs to remembering. So good to see Diana as well, and Amanda joining live. So it's the same with our pets. Now, I want to give you a story to kind of demonstrate this for you. And I would also love to hear your stories in the comments too. So I'm going to tell you a story about my beautiful dog, Chloe. So I remember, and this is what's so amazing to me, I think if you're meant to have a pet at a certain time, and it's the same with a baby or a child, if you're meant to have them, it's pretty set and determined, I believe. And so when the time is right, you'll just get this nudge, you'll just get this knowing, like I need to go get a dog, or I'm going to go buy a cat today, or I feel like I really want one all of a sudden. And it's like, you can't shake this feeling. It's like, I have to do it. Okay. And I was having this come up about a dog, and it became stronger and stronger. And I've loved dogs. I'm an animal lover, but dogs are my favorite. And I just resonate and connect with them so well. And I've had dogs all of my life. And so I had this feeling like I really want to get a dog. And I remember Gavin wasn't fully sold on the idea, but I started to plant some seeds, and he was worried about this, not, getting a dog that he might be allergic. And it was this whole big thing. And we gradually opened up to the idea of, what, we both were just got to a point where I really want a dog. Like, let's do it. Let's start having a look. And so I remember we both were doing our own research for a bit of time, looking at all these different dogs and all these animals and seeing what dogs were available. We were looking everywhere. We were doing all the things. And I remember this one day I came home to Gav and I said, oh my gosh, I found our dog. Like, I found her. And he's like, oh no, he's like, I found a dog. Like, I found the dog. This dog is like just going to be perfect. And I remember I sat down and he had a picture on his phone. I said, well, show me the dog. What dog is it? And I looked at this picture and I was like mind blown. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is the exact dog that I was just about to tell you about. And this is her. I've got a picture. This is the dog the picture that we both showed each other. So beautiful. It was on our phone at the time. And I love that I still have this picture too. This is my beautiful dog, Chloe. And we just were like, how random, what a coincidence that we found the exact same dog. How on earth? Because there were hundreds of dogs. There were so many dogs in so many websites we were looking at, in so many places. We were like, this is the one. And then my inner skeptic was like, Gav's like, oh, well, that's just a funny coincidence, isn't it? And I thought, yeah, isn't it? And so we thought, well, let's go have a look at this dog. And so we went to find where this dog was, and we went to the place. And there were so many other dogs. And let me know if you've had this experience. There's hundreds of dogs. There's different puppies, and there's all kinds of like breeds and sizes. And, I just remember that all these little cute, beautiful little puppies running around me and all these little fluffy things. And I picked each one of them up and gave them a little cuddle. And like, they're so cute. And then I found Chloe, and I was like, where is that dog that we saw? I want to hold her. And I held her, and I had this like moment of just like pure, deep connection, unconditional love. Like, oh my God, this is my dog. Like a knowing, this is my dog. Do you know the feeling? This is my dog. And it's a remembering of the connection that we had this contract in the spirit world that we were going to find each other at this time. And that was the moment of remembering. Now, because I was already intuitive and psychic as well, I started to get all of these visuals going through my mind. I heard her speak to me, which, now, if you're in my world, I can share this with you because you don't think I'm too crazy. But I heard, I'm your dog and I want you to take me home. I heard these words from her and I was like, oh my God, she wants us to take her home. And Gav's like, I don't know about that. And I saw these visions of her older. I saw her the way she is now. Now my dog's a little bit overweight because my kids and I feed her too much. Okay, I'll admit it. And she loves food and I have a trouble saying no. I'm just going to quickly show her. Where is she? On the floor over there somewhere? She's having a sleep. So I remember seeing her at that size. In my mind, I got this visual and I saw her at my house and I knew, I'm like, this is our dog. And I also got told how long she was going to live as well. I had the age, so we'll see if that still works out. I knew she would live to be an older dog. And she told me this and I knew that was her. But then I did doubt it and I thought, oh no, I'll put it down. I'll try. Like, we'll try all the other dogs. And I picked up all the other dogs and it's not the same. There was just something special about her. And I just knew. And so Gav actually had the same feeling too. And it was like, we just knew that was our dog. And what was interesting about it is there was another lady that had bought this dog and actually brought it back that day. We found out later she had taken this dog home and something didn't work out. And I was a bit worried, like, why would she bring the dog back? She brought the dog back and it was available there for us. And so whatever it was meant to be. We were meant to find her. And she's just been the most beautiful animal. Like, I know you guys, you're probably like me, obsessed with your animals. Like, they're like your children, your babies. And that's how Chloe is for me. She's definitely one of my children. And my girls call her big sister because she's 10 and, you know, my daughter's 5 and Skylar's 5 and Bella's 2. And they just have this beautiful bond and connection. So this is an example of this soul contract and this remembrance of this connection we're meant to have. And they are here to help us learn lessons. They really help us to evolve and grow into the best versions of ourselves. But one of their key roles is to help connect us back to unconditional love and help us to be more in that frequency of love. And animals just change the entire home environment and energy. Let me know if you have felt this, is that they just bring such joy and peace and love to the home, and their unconditional love. You know, they love you no matter what, whether you're in a bad mood, you've had a bad day. And even that, if you're in a bad mood or you're crying or you're really upset, isn't it incredible to notice how your animals and your pets respond to you, depending on their nature and their personality, right? But my dog will lay on me at my feet, put her head on me. I give her the most beautiful cuddles and she just calms me and relaxes my nervous system. And it's like, everything's going to be okay. It is just the most beautiful thing. And they shift the energy in your environment as well. So they are really good at helping shift any sort of difficult or negative energy or anything like that in your home. And they're so amazing at connecting to other people's energy too. So there's certain people that they're just not a fan of and they pick up on that. Or if somebody's really loving and really loves dogs and loves animals, like, they pick up on that, they feel it, and they usually draw nearer. So animals are very, very special and very precious. Now, what is incredible about this, I'm going to come back and read your comments, so please keep sharing your stories because I will read them. And what is incredible is when we start to develop and activate our gifts, some of us, as I mentioned, have this incredible gift to tune into animals. And how do you know this? Well, you will be present there where you will just be so drawn and connected into animals. It's almost like you love animals more than people sometimes. And you prefer being around them and in their company. And, you know, animals find you. There's some of these people that are meant to have a really important role with animals. Sometimes you're those people that just animals find you, right? They find you, or they don't have a home and they turn up in your backyard on your doorstep, or you find them and discover them, and then you become your pet. And, you know, this could be a really strong sign that you're meant to do work with animals, okay, in some way or another. And what you probably never thought of when you were growing up is that you could actually be an animal communicator, an animal intuitive, because there are people that have that gift so strong that that is part of their purpose and mission. And some of you here are going to be those people and may not know this or have discovered this yet. So the other signs too is, how do you become like an animal intuitive or an animal psychic or a medium, whatever you want to call it? There's so many different names, or a pet psychic. is that you might have natural psychic abilities as well. We all do, but you can develop them. And so through developing your psychic abilities, you can connect and open up to tune in and work with animals. You can work with humans, you can work with animals. It's all interconnected. And you could do both like I do. I love doing both. And so how do you develop this? And this is really about developing your psychic abilities. It's about opening and developing your psychic senses so you're able to receive more information through your senses. It's all the work that I've been describing on day 2 about releasing fear and allowing information to come through, your belief and trust, and regular practice of doing this is kind of the fastest way to really open this up. And so I had no intention of doing animal communication or connection. I didn't expect that would happen. I actually had no intention of becoming a medium or a psychic, had no idea that's what was going to happen. I was just drawn to it and I just followed where I was drawn to. And that led to psychic development. But what I didn't know and didn't realize is that in activating my psychic abilities in a medium, that I would also be able to connect to animals. And so that's how it started to come in. And so I would have these experiences. I remember, especially when it was all opening up, I remember meeting friends for the first time. I remember this specific reading as well. The friend who was quite skeptic that I basically had just started to get to know. And I was my gifts were activated so much. It's like I was seeing, feeling, sensing a lot. And I couldn't help it because I remember this particular person, I kept seeing this specific horse and it wouldn't go away, and it kept communicating to me and kept saying to me that to let her know that he's there. And I remember this horse because it was a specific grey horse, which I don't really see many horses that look like this. And it had such a beautiful nature and had a really cheeky personality. And I remember seeing images and pictures of what this horse would do. And I would see her riding this horse and having this beautiful relationship. It was coming through so strong. And I just felt really called to mention it to her. And I used my intuition and I sort of tested the water and I said, look, I connect with animals on the other side. Like I have an animal here that wants to come through. Are you open to this? Would you like to hear from them? And she was fascinated. She was open. She was excited. And I said, well, this has never happened before, but I've got a horse here and this is the horse and this is what it looks like and this is what it's saying and all of the things. And she was just blown away and she cried because this horse was like her best friend growing up as a child. This was a horse she had as a child, and they had the most beautiful connection and relationship, and this horse had died. And I remember from that moment, I was mind blown myself because I love horses, but I don't have a strong connection to horses like some people do. Like I haven't had a lot of experience of being around them. So it really blew my mind that I could connect with a horse like this. And so different experiences began to happen from there. Lots of people's animals and pets and cats and birds and you name it started to come through in readings, and I started to embrace it more. And also as I developed, I started to see my own pets and hear them in spirit more and more. So I always had that ability because my mum would always ask me like, how have you heard anything from Nikki or Ruby? Have they come through? And they do. And even my childhood dog Sandy comes through a lot. And I see him and I feel them and they communicate. So it's the most wonderful, incredible thing. And activating these gifts just provides so much peace, so much comfort for people. There's so many strengths to having these gifts. The ripple effect of it is incredible. So, you know, you can connect with pets on the other side and bring through messages and to help people to heal. There's a lot of unresolved grief when pets pass as well, due to the nature and the way that they passed and how they passed. And so a lot of this passion for me to help teach people more about this has come through recently. I've always done this work, but I hadn't focused on teaching people this until very recently, because Spirit gave me a lot of different signs and synchronicities, and the download started to come in that it was time to share on this. And I also had several clients and reach out to me who had lost pets under really difficult circumstances. And I was able to connect in and tell them a bit more about what had happened and where they were on the other side and what the process was. And it was so profoundly healing that I just had this moment of realizing that, oh my gosh, this is so needed and such important work. And so this is what you can do. So through developing your psychic abilities, we can start to tune in and connect more with animals. We're already doing it. We're already doing it anyway. We already feel things, sense things from them. They're always communicating with us anyway. But we can strengthen this so that we can tune into it even more. And the hard thing I find is I'm so sensitive. My parents' dogs, they have these two gorgeous dogs that I love so much, Ivy and Lexi. And they love me and I love them so much. But I have such a strong connection with them that they communicate to me a lot. And being an empath, I feel everything they're feeling. And I find it really hard because if they haven't been out for a walk today or yesterday, they let me know about it and they almost like beg me to take them. And there's all this just beautiful connection going on. So sometimes it's hard because I'm like, I don't have time to deal with this. I have my own dog and I've got things to do. So I'll let Dad know, hey, the dogs are telling me they haven't been out and they want to go out. And there's so many other experiences of this where animals have been present during really difficult experiences and crime scenes and things like that. And animal psychics and pet psychics have been able to tune in and speak to the animals and find out exactly what happened, and being able to prove who committed the crime and find evidence of like weapons and all sorts of things. There's really, really interesting experiences of this. So there's that part of it. But then also, if your animal is sick or they have something going on with them emotionally, mentally, physically, as a psychic, we can actually tune in and pick this, and we can tune into what it is. And this is kind of going into like medical intuition as well. And so this is another gift that can start to open up. So some of you have this strong ability with medical intuition. I'm not going to talk as much about that in these sessions, but through developing your psychic and mediumship abilities, these are some of the gifts that all start to open up, and it's truly mind-blowing. And this is kind of what some of my students are specializing in. So medical intuition is like you can tune in and pick like the root cause of an illness for somebody. You can tune into aches and pains in their body, what's going on. And this is particularly important for animals who can't verbalize and communicate with language about what's going on for them. And so pet psychics will tune in and be able to pick that up. So I've done this a bit with the Psychic Mediumship Academy students. I've done it for clients and people like that. But there's so much more to it that we can really focus and hone in on developing these gifts and really support animals in this way. So you can do that. You can pick up emotionally, mentally, what's going on, what their needs are. You can start to hear them speak to you, and you already do. You might not just even realizing it, just thoughts and words that just pop in. You feel feelings for them. They give you feelings and sensations in your body as well. And this is what they do in spirit. So your pets that are on the other side in spirit will still send you messages, send you signs, send you synchronicities as well to let you know they're there. They will come through in your dreams. They will pop into your mind and make you become aware of them. They will do different things around your house. And I want to hear from you that have pets on the other side, what ways you've noticed them communicate to you, because they do, and they're trying to get messages through in their own unique way. And it might be songs as well. They would do this, sounds, noises, like you might hear them and they're not even there, hear their bark, see them visually as well. There's so many different ways that they will come through and let you know that they're there. And it's such a beautiful thing. So we can really strengthen and harness this for ourselves, which then provides more peace and comfort for us, helps the animals, but also by doing this, you're activating the most incredible spiritual gifts and the most incredible purpose, where it's like, you become who's that movie that Talking to the Animals? I don't know, it's popping in, but there's people that are just so in tune with animals. You even have this with animal trainers, right? To me, they are really tuned into animals. Like they already have, a lot of them will have these psychic abilities and senses and not even realize they do, which is also why they're so good at what they do, because they can just see and read and understand animals. And yes, they communicate through body language and things like that. Dr. Dolittle is exactly who I'm thinking of. I loved that movie as a kid. Did anyone else love that movie? Oh my God, that was like one of my favorite movies. That's actually hilarious. Thinking back to that movie, but it really is, people have these gifts. A lot of you do, and you can develop them. We all do, in fact. it's just harnessing this and strengthening this and working to develop it, then all of a sudden information comes through so quickly, so easily, so smoothly, in a way that you just cannot explain. And so this is the power of spiritual development, raising our vibration, working on activating our gifts, our psychic senses, working with our guides, working with spirit on the other side. Like there's so much to this work that it's just the most mind-blowing and incredible thing. So I'm going to come and read some of your comments and see how we're going. Let me know if this is resonating for you as well. Let me know if I've shared a few different kind of types of gifts as well over this course. And I want you to let me know which of these gifts really resonate for you. If you're like, oh my God, that's me, I want this, you're drawn to it, you feel like this is you, let me know in the comments, because some of you will be meant for this work and you don't even realize it yet. And some of you might. Sue said, in our previous house, our small dog started randomly growling and looking in the corner of the room, and then the temperature changed. She's a normal normally a really quiet dog. Yes. So this kind of shift, when spirit enter the room, when your guides are with you, they pick up on it, they sense it. The random barking at nothing sometimes as well. My dog does that. Or like getting up all of a sudden, or staring into the corner of the room and barking at nothing. I remember my dogs doing this. Bruce said, if I wake up with the thought of giving Floyd a bath, he wakes up, gets off the bed and goes to try and hide. Oh my God, see? And this is not coincidence. They pick up on the thought, they feel it, they know. So this is what, like, this is a psychic gift, but it's normal to animals, and it's just how they communicate. I was told we only have 2 or 3 pets in our lives. They keep reincarnating to be with us. After I got Indigo, I kept hearing Talia, the last dog I lost. Every time I went to call her, I tend to believe this information. I love that. And yes, they can reincarnate, you know, especially if they're able to help you more and you have that soul contract. I definitely believe they do that. And yes, some of these animals we've had previous lifetimes with as well. So it's just trusting and knowing and remembering that it is so hard to lose our pets as well. We have this most beautiful relationship and they're like our babies and we're obsessed with them, but we will meet up with them on the other side. They are in the spirit world and they will greet you on the other side. And what I love about my readings as well is that they always come through with your loved ones. And so the loved ones will come through, and then also they'll let me know that, you know, the dog or the cat or the snake or whatever the animal is with them as well, which is so beautiful. Christy, so good to see you. I woke up to a magpie squawking, so I just felt the need to investigate to find the magpie and crow, and found a crow and an owl on our pool fence. I wasn't sure how to process this or if this was a normal thing to come across, but it felt nice. Oh my gosh, I love this. So that connection as well, hearing and sensing the animals. I see shadows in my house that I believe is the spirit of one of my cats. Yes, they're always around you. Laura Lee, you've never seen the movie Dr. Dolittle? Oh my God, you've got to watch it. I love it. I watched it recently with my kids, actually. My daughter absolutely loves this movie and it's so beautiful. Norma says, my dogs that have passed have shown themselves to me clearly when it yeah. Oh, thank you. And I'll always remember you and keep you in my heart, which is so beautiful. They do come to check on us and they do help support us with their passing and on the other side as well. Sue, I've had my first dog come to me in a dream and he pressed his nose in my face, which he used to do when he was alive. And my other dog came to me by the sounds of her howling, which she normally would do around her dinner time. Wow. So there you go. And so traditionally we've been taught, oh, you're just seeing and hearing things. But no, this is how they're communicating and letting you know they're there. Okay. This is not you going crazy. This is how it works. And, you know, it's just like I've said when it comes to psychic development and clairaudience, right? They're communicating in this way through clairaudience, where you hear them bark, you'll hear the sound or your name being called, all of these different ways that your pets are communicating with you. So it's so beautiful. Let me know if this is something that you really want to develop and activate, and if you really want to focus on that connection with pets and reading for pets and pets on the other side. I just had this hilarious visual, like in Dr. Dolittle, you activating these gifts and setting up this like practice at your home and having like a line of random different animals out your door, goats and chickens and pigs all, and dogs and cats all lining up outside your room waiting to see you. Can you imagine? What would the neighbors think? Nikki said, it's definitely an interesting area and I really enjoy listening to all the experiences and information, but personally I'm not feeling drawn to this gift at this stage. And that's okay too, because if it's meant for you, you'll be drawn to it, but there might be something else. Maybe your purpose is more around being with humans, but also it will grow and evolve over time. Just like my gift has. Is like once you unlock one gift and then you develop that and you practice that and you get experience with it and you do more spiritual work, then other gifts start to unlock, as long as you stay committed to your development and your growth. And that is working in circles, doing practice exercises, doing different readings, working on developing each of the clairs, focusing on your connection with your guides, your spiritual team, working on raising your vibration. This energy, this practice will help you to unlock more and more of your gifts. It's just amazing. So it might, and the other thing that really happens too when I'm talking about this is people unlock gifts they never imagined they would have and they never thought they'd end up doing. So also be open to that, is that the people that have unlocked light language or channeling or mediumship that I've spoken to, never in a million years thought that was going to happen. So there's also that, like, if it's meant for you, it's going to happen and come through. And let's be open to the surprises and all the ways that these gifts can be unlocked, right? And the Akashic records, I saw someone say, yes, that's amazing. So amazing, it's amplified your gifts. Rue says, definitely for me, will be an awesome gift to have to help other pet owners know and understand their pets, especially vets as well. And this is the thing too, which is why I feel so passionately about this. It's like vets and doctors and psychologists, like if we look at these types of professions and they're here to help people, never do we talk about intuition or sensing and feeling and picking up information. And I think that some of the most incredible healers and people that are able to support others are really like tuned in and tapped into something else, something bigger than them. And something else I want to speak about today is I'm going to talk a little bit about channeling today, because it's been really on my heart to share more about this, because there's all different types of channeling that we can do. But what I want you to know is that we're all actually channeling. We all have this ability. We're all able to channel. And channeling is the way that we're able to receive information that's coming through us. And we can channel from our higher self, from spirit, from our guides, and beings in the galactic as well. But this is where your ideas, your inspiration, all of that come through, is through they're channeled through you. Names of books, artists are incredible at channeling. They always talk about this, that ideas or the song just was played in their head and just came to them. It's almost that it came through them, it was given to them. And when you're in flow and you're in the zone and you're in alignment, then you tap, and this is like what I call, this is the psychic zone. There's a zone that you tap into when you're like in flow, okay? When you're doing what you absolutely love, that lights you up, and you're in the zone, okay? You heard about this potentially before, in the zone. There's a frequency, there's a zone that we tap into when we're working as a psychic, as a healer, when we're channeling, when we're doing energy work. And you feel it when you're in it. And it's almost like you lose space and time, and then nothing else matters, and everything just starts to flow with the words that you're saying, what you're speaking, ideas just start to come. It all starts to happen. This is an experience of channeling, okay? And we can actually all tap into that. And this is the incredible, amazing thing. And it's easier and easier to tap into that more and more when you're doing spiritual work, for one, but also when you're following your joy, when you're following what you absolutely love to do, and you're loving it, and you're so passionate, and you're so focused on what you're doing. This is the energy. When we're in that energy, that's when we're open to channeling ideas, inspiration. This is also the time when spirit, our guides, can bring in through information for us that we've been asking for. And it's so amazing when this starts to happen, when you're in this kind of flow state. And I get into this quite regularly. This is where my biggest ideas for my programs, courses, ways to help my clients comes through is it's like it comes through me, and then I have the courage to just act on it and do something with it. So you might find this with other people too, that you can access this flow state or you can get into the zone. We see it in the Psychic Mediumship Academy as well, when people are able to tap into this psychic zone, and then all of a sudden all this information they couldn't possibly know starts to come through. And so this is what we want to be practice, being able to experience what it's like to get into that zone or into the psychic zone. And you can get better at tapping into it and activating it and doing it when you choose to, through practice, through experience. And once you experience it, and once you're in the zone and you've felt it and you've tapped into that frequency, then you know what it feels like. And once I can explain it to you, but then when you do it and you're in it, that's what I kind of guide you on a journey to start to tap into that zone for you, where it's easy to start to channel and receive information. And so when you experience it, you just know it, you're in it, you get a feeling, a sense of it, and it's easier to activate that again. It's the same when we do mediumship as well. There's a frequency that we're starting to tune into and tap into, okay? And it's like spirit exists and the communication channel exists on another frequency. It's like a radio station, you know, where you're trying to find the right channel and the right station. With the work that I do, we're almost like experimenting to try to find the zone, the right channel, the right frequency. Okay, so we do this through group exercises that I give people, doing practice readings, developing each of the psychic senses, putting you in a position to give it a go and allow it to come through. And we release your resistance and your fear and your mind getting in the way and all the things. And we're gradually kind of getting better at tuning into that station, into that frequency. And then all of a sudden you find it and you find that sweet spot. And I see it on our calls, and I see it with my clients when it's happening, and it's like they're in the zone, and I actually can feel it energetically from them. Yep, they're in the zone. You just feel it. I just know. And it's similar when they're tapping into the other frequency, which is spirit, is on a different frequency again. And when you feel it and you're tapped in and tuned into that frequency, it's the most incredible feeling in the entire world. Your whole body is vibrating, like you have this like joy, and it's almost this mind-blowing experience that you're so focused in on it that time stands still. It's like you can't comprehend and receive anything else because you're just so connected into this this frequency that then allows you to start to receive more and more information. So it is a matter of practice and experimenting and then figuring it out. And I help my clients to do that. I would say that one of my greatest gifts is helping people to unlock their gifts and helping them to activate it and tune into psychic and mediumship abilities, and then having the confidence to actually own it and share it and grow businesses. And that's kind of the work that I do with it. Some are called to create businesses doing this work and get paid incredibly well, and others just do it for spiritual growth, spiritual development, because they just absolutely love it. And it's just the most incredible expansive experience where you're growing and you're evolving and you're learning and you're shifting all of the time. So this is something that is literally available to every single one of us, and it happens more for those, I believe, that are committed, that want it, that want to invest time and energy into it. That's the fastest way to develop it. You know, waiting around, hoping and wishing and asking for it to just happen isn't the fastest way to activate your gifts. Yes, you can meditate and do that, but the ways that I've described is kind of how we can really supercharge that and turn up the dial and get it happening a lot quicker than what you would do on your own. So it's pretty incredible. So Diane's here. So good to see you. I'm just going to have a look at your comments. Diana says, I'm a clairsentient medical empath. Need to master how to understand the timelines of what I'm feeling. Oh, I love this. Can you help? So this is also an interesting concept too, Diana, because as psychics as well, we're tuning into a specific timeline. This is a bit of a sidetrack, but I'm really glad that you mentioned it, because timelines are always changing as well, by the way, and we'll tune into energetically where a person's at, what's happening right now with the timeline that they're on. If they continue on that timeline, this is what we see is going to happen. but we also have free will. And so we can also make choices, and we can also heal and shift things within ourselves and gain new perspectives and, you know, evolve and grow as a person, and then make different choices that then change the timeline. Okay, so this is why, you know, not everything that a psychic tells you will be 100% exactly what happens, because we can never truly predict absolutely everything because of free will and because you have the power to make a different choice at any moment. So for you, Diana, it's wanting to master and understanding the timelines and filling into that. Yeah, so this is something, yeah, we can definitely work on that. It's through practice as well. I mean, even the groups that I have, like the Psychic Mediumship Academy, it's really a space to really activate your gifts. And some of you already have gifts, right? And it's a safe space to explore them and develop them together. This is what we do in the spaces I have, and also in the membership, the Spiritual Activation membership. So through practice, through exploring your gift, working on it together, we start to uncover it and make sense of it and find the clarity you're looking for. So absolutely believe that we can do that work together. Chrissy says, I call it being online. I love that. That's a great way of explaining it, being online. And you feel it. It's like when you're online, when you're in the flow, you feel it, you know. I mean, this is why I channel as well. So some of you probably pick up on that. When I'm in that zone, you feel it in your body, you feel the energy, right? Because I'm also working with spirit, and spirit are channeling things through me. And so, you know, a lot of my clients or students will say to me, oh my God, I could listen to that, your words all day. I want you to capture that. Can you say that all the time? But it's the energy in which it comes through, which is also not just coming from me, it's coming from my guides, it's coming from spirit, it's being channeled through. So you feel that when somebody's in that zone, and that's where the energy is so potent. But also when you're healing, when you're working as a medium, it's like we can't take responsibility for it all, because it's not all us. We're actually working with a team on the other side to facilitate it. They're working through us. It's the most incredible thing. So yeah, the Spiritual Activation membership is a membership I have with my dad, and we focus on kind of all gifts. So it's not as specifically focused on psychic mediumship development. We do a bit of that as well, but we're focusing on channeling, light language. We are connecting with galactic beings. There's a lot of healing, and there's, you know, helping to raise our vibration. And it's only $55 a month at the moment. It's crazy. And you have live calls, and there's an abundance of trainings and resources in there. And I've got the Animal Intuitive Masterclass coming up next week, which when you're in the membership, you get access to all those masterclasses as well. So we kind of cover everything from channeling, light language, psychic abilities, angel connection, spirit guides, animal intuition, and anything else that gets downloaded and comes through. So that's just a rolling thing. And then we have the Psychic Mediumship Academy, which is focused predominantly on developing and activating psychic and mediumship abilities. So they're a bit different, but they're kind of like the two main ways to work for me to activate your spiritual gifts. So message me if you're interested in learning more about that. I'm going to share more about those later in the week. So imagine this. It's like, imagine activating these gifts, having like a stronger connection with spirit, being able to receive guidance with clarity, feel that support connection coming through, being able to help other people in such a profound way because of how connected and in tune you are. And you're so deeply connected to your loved ones and spirit, your spiritual team that are working through you. And some of you already are working with galactic beings as well. Some of you in here are already doing that. And so when this is coming through, it's like your clients and people can feel it. They're magnetized to you. There's something different. There's something unique about you. There's something they've never felt before in a way they've never experienced. And that leads clients coming back more and more and again and again. That leads to your soul clients just finding you going, oh my gosh, I don't want to be anywhere else. Okay. And they want to sign up to everything that you do. Okay, this is what, and you're creating profound shifts for others, and word of mouth is spreading because of the impact you create and because of the resonance you have with your clients. And speaking of soul contracts with pets, we have soul contracts with our clients as well. So this is what I believe, is that even before we've come here, something that I just know is that there are many of you that are meant to work with me at a certain point on your journey. Some are not, and that's okay, but you will know. And you'll know when the time's right, because we have decided together that at a certain point on your journey, I was going to help you with this part of the journey. And you'll have this with other people as well. And you'll just know, because you'll get, like I explained with the animal, like with Chloe at the beginning of this, my beautiful dog Chloe, who's asleep on the floor. You'll just know. You just have, like, I don't know what it is or why, but I'm just so drawn to this person. I just know. And that is your sign. When you experience that, your guides are giving that to you, but it's also your soul recognizing the other person that you're meant to have an exchange with. And when you follow that, you always receive what it is that you needed. And not, you might not always get the entire journey with one person, right? It's like some of you will have a journey with myself or with others for years and years and years. Some of you for the rest of your life. There's going to be those people, and some it's a short time, because there's something I can offer you and give you that's going to help you with the next step. And you have that with other people as well. And so sometimes we don't even know what that is, but we just know I'm meant to work with you. And sometimes it's just trusting that feeling and just going with where you're guided, knowing that you're going to have the shifts, the breakthroughs, the lessons that you're meant to experience. So there is no wrong path or wrong choice. And you will magnetize these types of clients to you as well. The more you activate your gifts, Spirit will bring you the people that you're meant to serve as well. And sometimes they'll come out of nowhere as well and be brought to you. It's the most incredible experience. So really, it's about embracing your spiritual side. All of this trainings that I'm giving you is giving you insight into all the gifts that you can activate. There's even more than this. I can't cover absolutely everything in these few days, but we all have these different gifts. And if we're courageous enough to explore them and believe in our potential, that there is so much more available to us, that we are capable of way more than we think that we are, and we're courageous enough to explore that and to be guided by our intuition and follow where we're being pulled, then we're part of the journey is for us to uncover and experience this. It's like in the spirit world, we just know all of our abilities and our gifts. We just communicate this way, and we sense and we feel, and we're fully tapped into the universe and all the things. We just know it all. But we came here and we forgot. And so part of our lesson, our growth, is to rediscover these parts of ourselves that have literally been there all along. We've always had. But the fun and the play and the part of being on earth is to forget and then wake up to remembering and discover parts of yourself you forgot about, and the lessons and the gifts that come with that. Like, that's what we came here to experience. Like, oh, wouldn't that be fun? And if we knew everything that was going to happen and we knew all the gifts we had already, there would be no surprises. And therefore there's no point even being here, because there's nothing to learn. There's no surprises. It just is. And we came here for the surprises, for the magic, for the discovering more of who we are, for the lessons, for the growth. And for many of you, that gift comes with your spiritual journey as well. So isn't it incredible? What an incredible life. So I have loved spending this time with you as well. Let me know how you've been finding this training in the comments, how you're feeling. Some of my incredible soul clients are here as well. I really appreciate you guys being here live with me and coming on and sharing the love. And then Rue saying I'm just, that I'm in the right group, which I love, because you just followed that guidance. Like, you just knew there was something here for you, Rue, and we just love having you, and all of you being part of this journey together is just such a blessing. So tomorrow I have more planned for you for day 4. There's going to be a few other extra surprises happening later in the week. So keep an eye out. Some of you as well, I'm going to be sending some things out via email. So let me know if you're getting the emails. If you're not, let me know, maybe message us or drop a comment below. I might do a post actually, because some of you aren't receiving the emails, because you also need to accept our emails and say, yes, I want to receive them. And then you're going to get access to really special giveaways and offers and things like that that are exclusive to the people that have signed up. So if you're not getting the emails and you want to be part of that, just let me know. Maybe send us a DM so we can make sure you're getting them, so you don't miss out on those and all the prizes and all the things. Bree's getting the emails. That's amazing. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow we have big plans. There's something really fun that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Some of you know what it is, so keep it a surprise. I like to surprise you all, but we're going to co-create some magic tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. So definitely show up. I'm going to be live at 1:30 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time Thursday. And yeah, we're just going to have a lot of fun together. And I'm just excited for this movement we're creating as well together, that more of us owning and activating our gifts, stepping into our power, into our greatness. Like, only incredible things are going to come from this. So sending you all so much love, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 4. Bye.